There's a mystery that has haunted the masculine soul for millennia, a fortress that has resisted the siege of countless lovers, husbands, and self-proclaimed gurus, the female orgasm. You have been given maps, clumsy, contradictory, and brutally inefficient maps. You have been told it is about a spot, a technique, a rhythm. You have been trained to see her body as a machine, and her pleasure as a problem to be solved with the right combination of inputs. And so you have labored, you have performed, you have pushed and prodded, your mind a frantic checklist, your heart pounding with the desperate anxiety of the performer. And you have felt it, haven't you? That crushing disappointment, that intimacy that feels like a failure, that polite, feigned ecstasy that is acquired, soul-shattering insult. This is because you have been trying to pick a lock when you should have been learning the secret incantation that makes the door swing open on its own. Today, the Cathedral will burn your old maps. We will give you the gnosis. We will reveal the existence of the emotional one ring, the central, secret psychoneurological nexus that truly governs her capacity for ecstatic release. It is not in her body. It is in her mind. It is forged from the hidden interplay of stress, love, and self-image. And to master it is to move beyond the clumsy fumbling of the mechanic and into the sacred art of the alchemist.
To understand this gnosis, you must first accept a brutal, often counterintuitive truth. For a woman, orgasm is not the goal of sex. Orgasm is the permission she gives herself when all the conditions of her internal universe are in perfect, resonant alignment. Neuroscience has a name for this. It is called the dual control model. The dual control model, her inner brakes and accelerator. In her brain, there are two independent systems, a sexual excitation system, the accelerator. This is the engine of turn on, a touch, a fantasy. But there is also a sexual inhibition system, the brakes. This is the engine of turn off. And neuroscience is unequivocal. Her brakes are far more powerful, far more sensitive than her accelerator. Think of these not as systems, but as two great coiling serpents at the base of her soul, the golden serpent of excitation and the far more powerful shadow serpent of inhibition, the ancient guardian of her temple. You have felt this. You have spent all your energy stomping on her accelerator. More friction, more technique, wondering why the engine won't roar. You were a fool. You never realized her foot was firmly, unconsciously pressed down on the brake. The sovereign, the master of the emotional one ring, does not focus on the accelerator. His first and most crucial act is to create a reality so safe, so potent, so compelling that she willingly, gratefully takes her own foot off the brake. The three primary brakes are the very pillars of the emotional one ring.
The first and most powerful brake is stress. It is the silent, invisible poison that renders even the most perfect technique utterly impotent. Her brain is an ancient paranoid sentinel. Its primary mission is not pleasure, it is survival. When it detects a threat, any threat, real or imagined, it floods her system with cortisol. And cortisol, initiate, is the chemical antithesis of arousal. The threats are not a tiger in the jungle. They are the 1,000 modern ghosts that haunt her mind. Her deadline at work, the critical voice in her own head, her fear that you will judge her. Her mind is a minefield of these invisible cortisol-pumping stressors. The clumsy lover tries to out-excite this stress. He fails. You must become an alchemist of her stress. You do not ignore it, you transmute it. You will create a sacred container. Your voice will be calm, your breathing deep, your presence unshakable. You will communicate non-verbally. This space is safe. The world and all its threats are banished. Then you will introduce a different kind of stress. Not the cortisol of anxiety, but the delicious, thrilling adrenaline and dopamine of erotic tension. A lingering gaze, an unfinished sentence, a touch that promises more and then withdraws. You have not removed her stress. You have upgraded it from a poison to a potent, intoxicating aphrodisiac. You have taken her foot off her brake and gently placed it on your own accelerator. The second brake is a failure of love, not the sentimental story, but the neurochemical signal of profound, unwavering connection. Pillar 2, the architecture of love, from connection to surrender. For her body to fully ecstatically surrender, her emotional brain must receive an unambiguous signal of connection. This is the flood of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Without it, an orgasm may be a physical release, but it will never be a soul-shattering event. This is not the love of poets. This is the love of the sovereign anchor, the unshakable pillar she can lash her ship to in a storm. You will architect this feeling. You will listen not just to her words, but to the emotions beneath them. You will use tactical empathy to name the feelings she cannot name herself. You will become a mirror to the most powerful version of her. You will stand unwavering in the face of her chaos. This is not about being nice. It is about being a sovereign, masculine presence. This profound sense of being seen, understood, and safely held is what allows her oxytocin levels to surge. The orgasm, when it comes, is no longer just her orgasm. It becomes an act of profound, grateful surrender to the man who created the emotional reality where that surrender was possible. You have taken her foot off the brake of emotional disconnection. The third and most insidious brake is her own self-image, the silent, relentless war she wages against herself. Pillar 3, the sovereignty of self-image, from judgment to worship. She is not in the room with you. She is in the room with you and 1,000 judging ghosts from her past. Her mind is a courtroom, and her body is perpetually on trial. This state of self-surveillance, or spectatoring, is the ultimate killer of female pleasure. The clumsy lover tries to fight this with compliments. "You're so beautiful." The words are cheap. They bounce off the armor of her conditioning. The sovereign does not compliment her. He worships her. He becomes the high priest at the altar of her body. His worship is in his attention. His gaze is not of consumption, but of reverence. His touch is not of friction, but of exploration, mapping a sacred geography. He creates an atmosphere so thick with appreciation that the voices of her judging ghosts are drowned out. For perhaps the first time in her life, she is given permission to simply be in her body without apology. This is the final, most profound act of liberation. The brake of self-judgment is released. The emotional one ring, stress, love, self-image. These are not just feelings. They are the secret, biological governors of her orgasm. The amateur tries to find a magic button on her body. The master understands that the body is merely the stage. The real drama, the one that determines everything, is played out in the theater of her mind. He transmutes her stress from a threat into a thrill. He architects love as a neurochemical state of safety, and he transforms her self-image from a source of judgment into an object of sacred worship. He does not give her an orgasm. He creates a universe in which her orgasm becomes an inevitable, beautiful, and world-shattering event.
If this gnosis has shattered your mechanical, simplistic view of female pleasure and revealed the deeper, more profound architecture of her desire, command the like button now. Acknowledge this sacred, more potent path. Which of these three pillars, stress, love, or self-image, has been the most invisible, the most powerful break in your own past interactions? Where have you failed most profoundly? Confess your blindness in the comments below. In the Cathedral, we do not hide from our failures. We transmute them into wisdom. To master this alchemy, to become the man who can consciously and consistently architect this internal state in a woman, requires a journey into the deepest chambers of the seduction moire Cathedral. It is a path of profound psychological and energetic mastery. Subscribe and strike the obsidian bell of unveiling. Commit yourself to the path of becoming not just a lover, but an alchemist of the feminine soul. Stop searching for her clitoris. Start searching for her soul. You will find that when you have truly touched one, the other will offer itself without you even having to ask.